Hello and welcome to the Musicians Podcast. My name is Nathaniel James, Nathaniel W. James. If you're looking for me on any on any platforms, YouTube or anything like that, you can find me just by searching Nathaniel W. James. Tonight's podcast is going to be an important one that I think is important. Obviously, it's not going to apply to everybody. But for those who it does apply to, I hope that it's helpful. We're going to be talking about money. We're going to be talking about finances, which is the same thing as money. Well, kind of actually. It isn't. We're going to get into that. We're going to be talking about the gig trap, the trap of chasing gigs, how to get out of that, how to get out of that trap, and just, prepare for a long-term life in music. And yeah, we're going to get into it. Thank you so much for pulling up. If you're here in the room, thank you for watching it. If you're watching it on the playback, and this is a podcast for musicians, by musicians. And we're just here to pretty much just shed light on some of the early mistakes that we make, some of the current mistakes that we make, and so that we can make some better decisions for our future and just, navigate through this thing called music. All right. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to get into it right after this quick intro. All right, welcome again. Once again, my name is Nathaniel W. James, and let's just get straight into it. You're a gigging musician, and you love music. You've been playing music for however long you've been playing music, and you want to continue to play music. Now, that is the goal. That is definitely my goal. But I think that there is a level of preparation that needs to be taken into consideration, and, some points that, for me at least, I wasn't exposed to early on in, that now I'm like, oh man, if I knew this, when I was 17, just starting gigging and whatnot, I would have made a couple different decisions. So, a little back, I guess, a little about myself. Live performance was pretty much the forefront of my career. Play for a lot of great artists, play for a lot of just great people, got to be in a lot of different amazing projects, and did a lot of touring, got to see a lot of the world, and loved every single minute of it. And so now, I'm in a good position to say that if you are pursuing music or if you're playing music or whatnot, I would say first and foremost, congratulations. You're amongst a very small group of people in the world, especially if you're doing it full time, that, we're doing something that is not normal. It is not easy. And if done correctly, can yield some very great results and give you great quality of life. So, first of all, keep your head up and down at the same time, but keep focused and yeah, never lose heart. That being said, let's get into it. All right. So I mentioned the gigging trap, and I don't want to make it sound negative, but in a lot of ways it is. And the gigging trap to me, and this is just my own definition, and this is my own, outlook on looking at gigs in this way. It's basically, hold on. All right. So spending time, money, and energy on a product that may or may not blow up in hopes that if it does, you will reap the benefits later. And I call this the trap because as musicians, we're often obviously, playing for artists. We're trying to get gigs. We're trying to go on tour. We're trying to work in the studio, and we're trying. And things have not actually, I was going to say that back in the day, they were a little different, but they have never been different. For the most part, we end up having to pretty much, work first, get paid later, right? So as gigging musicians, we're always, I don't want to say always, but for the most part, we're put in a position where we're going to be working with amazing artists, great people. But we're always going to be if they're working, we're working. If they can afford to pay X, Y, and Z, then we could get paid X, Y, and Z. If the work stops for whatever reason, then work stops for you. You know what I mean? And so because of that, you will find a lot of musicians going from gig to gig, tour to tour, artist to artist, corporate event to corporate event. And it just kind of goes that way until a lot of musicians get burnt out. Or, a lot of musicians have to make a pivot or whatever the case is. But it goes like that for a long time. So I just made 3 quick points on, the gigging trap. So yes, there's no job security. So pretty much at any given moment, you could possibly lose your job. You could lose your gig for whatever reason. It could be a great reason, like the artist is, having a baby, or the artist is getting married and they want to step back and, experience life a little bit. So work slows down a little bit, and, work slows down for you. It could be a negative reason, like the artist got shelved. They're not working anymore. You know what I mean? Boom. So you're going to have to go look for another artist. Job security is a rough one. I know that for even using the term job security is kind of weird because musicians we know right from the bat, right from jump, this is not an industry that you go into for job security. This is a hustle, recreate yourself industry. So yeah, very low job security. It's very difficult. Point 2, it's very difficult to make plans, like solid plans according to your life goals, because in many ways your focus, your finances, and even sometimes your physical where you are is going to change. And so it's difficult to say, all right, I'm going to go in, start a business doing this and that, if you're on the road and you're moving from here to there, or you don't know if your next paycheck is coming in that you could actually invest into that business. So it makes it a little more difficult to make certain plans and plan your life accordingly. Point 3. Even if you're doing really good, let's say you got a great artist you're playing for, a great situation, you're essentially going to be getting paid in cash. And unfortunately, cash is dead. And I say that to say, Robert Kiyosaki, if you know who he is. He says that gold and silver for saving. He spends other people's money in the form of loans, and any cash that he does get, he puts directly into real estate so that it's not taxed. And so that's his kind of business motto, to make sure that he's always able to have, what does he call it? Infinite returns, I believe it is, so that he'll always be getting money and his money will never be getting taxed. What does this have to do with us as musicians? It literally has everything to do with us as musicians. The gigging trap is only dangerous. It's not only dangerous, but it's mostly dangerous because I would say like 100% of the time, we are getting paid in cash. All right. We do the gig, we get paid in cash. And for the most part, that cash is going to be divvied up between expenses, bills, leisure, taxes. So by the time you get $150, even call it $1,000, after all those things, taxes and bills and your rent and all this stuff, not a lot of money is going towards saving and investment, right? And so as fast as we get this cash, we're spending that cash. And as we receive it, it's being taxed. And then as we spend it, it's being taxed. And so you see where this is going. You're never really able to create some sort of like situation where you're getting that residual money that's coming in that you don't have to work for. Now, that's cool for like a couple of years. Maybe you got a nice gig and you're stacking money, but that's not sustainable. So we're looking at like 20-year plans here. We're looking at, you know, your kids and your kids' kids. At a certain point, you're going to have to make some pivots and you have to make some decisions and switch it up so that you can get to that point of infinite returns where you're making money, right? And so, the mic is all up in my way, in my face. Move that over a little bit. Yeah. So, it's kind of a rough place to be. For musicians, it's very difficult to make these type of decisions because often when you're a musician, you're a gigging musician, it requires a lot of your time and a lot of your energy. So to take away from that and place it into a place where you're, you know, kind of sacrificing gigs and opportunities for stability, that's a rough one. That is a rough one. And I speak from experience that looking at gigs and saying no to them for a sense of stability and a 20-year plan is, you know, it's very difficult. And I'm going to be straight up transparent. When you do that, the gigging world keeps going. The industry keeps going. So, you know, you're on Instagram, you're scrolling, and you see all your friends and your peers, and they're on stage, and they're rocking out, and they're killing it. And it's like, oh, my goodness, you would want nothing more than to be on that stage. You know what I mean? You came from being on the stage from in front of like thousands of people to now you're sitting in your living room and you're putting in groundwork and you're putting in brick by brick on your next plan that's going to actually unfold in the next, you know, maybe 4 or 10 years. And it's just like, oof. Musicians live a very fast-paced life. And so to slow that pace of life down to a life of like solid planning and discipline and sacrifice, it can be jarring for some musicians, but it doesn't make it any less necessary. Super, super necessary. So, how do you escape the trap? Well, number one, I find that it works to work backwards. Find out what it is that your goals are, and not just your goals, but your necessities. So that means we could go all the way back to retirement. We could go as far back to, you know, your first kid. We could go to marriage. Wherever it is that you want to work back from, you can set that as a marker. Find out what it is that you'll need at that point, and then work backwards from there. Let's say you want to work towards marriage and your first kid. and you say to yourself, all right, bet I'm gonna have a little youth. He's gonna be running around here, right? Now you currently live in Los Angeles, maybe like a shared 1 bedroom with a couple friends, all right, which is the norm. So you got this shared bedroom, couple friends. Automatically, you're like, nah, I'm not even gonna marry my wife and bring her in here. So I need my space, right? So you're like, all right, cool. If I got married, maybe a studio would be good because prices are crazy. A studio apartment would be good, but for how long? All right, well, I want my kid. All right, bet. Where's he gonna sleep? All right, well, definitely gotta have another room. Shoot, where am I gonna have my studio? Blah 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 blah. So these things just start packing up and stacking up and stacking up. So if you're gonna go work from your son or daughter and your wife, you're gonna think, all right, yeah, I'm gonna want a home. I want my kids to be able to run around. I want my wife to have her space. I want to have my space. I want to boom boom boom. So let's say three bedroom house, and you're looking to do that. You want to get married and have a kid in the next, let's say, 4 years. How much do you have to be making to take care of a home, kid, marriage? How much is the wedding going to cost? Blah, 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 blah. Do all that math. Put it all on paper. So now you know how much you need to be making in 4 years in order to reach that goal. All right. Then work backwards. Take each and every single one of your gigs. Every time that you leave your house to work with somebody or for somebody, you have to equate that, or you have to put that in the equation of that 4-year plan. So if in order to make that 4-year plan work, you have to be making at least $80,000 a year. Your gigs have to reflect that. Now, if you're not doing gigs that will realistically reflect that, then you have to go back to the drawing board. All right, you got to figure out which gigs you're gonna have to say no to, so that you can redirect your energy to gigs that you'll need to get to that point. You know what I mean? I could go a little more in depth with that, with the numbers and whatnot, but I feel like y'all know what I'm talking about in terms of just being able to say no to certain gigs and like yes to the right gigs. It's really important to do that. I don't want to get too much into finance, but I'm gonna do it a little bit. Invest. You're gonna have to start investing in passive income. Right now, I know that everybody's talking about real estate. Everybody's talking about real estate. And I promise you, we're gonna get to music at a certain point. But this is all important stuff. You know what I mean? It's not fun. It's not sexy. You know what I mean? It's just important stuff that we gotta talk about. Invest in some passive income. So it doesn't have to be real estate. You can find other businesses to get into. A lot of people are starting to look at vending machines. A lot of great business in vending machines, trucking businesses, which I think is a little bit temporary right now because of the way the technology is going. But the trucking business is a very good business to get into, according to what people are making right now currently. But something, and of course real estate, but something where you'll be able to acquire passive income without having to work for it. It's important. It's not something that people talk about like it's very I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. It's like it's just like this fad or this dream. It's like, oh, those people could do it, but no. It's necessary, all right? Because if you're not doing that, if you don't find your thing that gives you that passive income that you could work towards the infinite, I forget what the term is now at the top of my head, but you're going to be working for the rest of your life. And I promise you don't want to have to work. I promise you're not going to want to have to work. So get that going. And then once you start getting that income coming in, you save it, and you're going to have to go and buy some land, buy some real estate, and buy gold and silver. And the reason why I say those 4 things is because those are 4 things that are never going to go away. They're never going to lose their value, and they're just all necessities to life. You're always going to need somewhere to sleep. And when I say you, I mean everybody in the world. You're always going to need somewhere to sleep. The world is always going to need somewhere to put something. So even if you own a piece of land and you're not thinking about putting a house on it or anything like that, that land will, number one, never lose its value. And number two, one day somebody's going to need that land for something. Not to mention all the crazy things that you could do with land in general, parking lots and just amazing things that you could do to generate income. Gold and silver, man, I'm going to get into it for a little bit, for literally like maybe like 5 minutes, and then I'll be done with it. Gold and silver, never going to lose their value. Now, the reason why it's really important for us as musicians is because we're getting paid in cash, all right? All the time. Cash, 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 cash. Now, like I said before, cash is dead. When the Federal Reserve took the dollar off the gold standard in 1971, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. All cash that was backed by gold became garbage, right? And the only thing that really keeps it afloat is the Federal Reserve and, you know, this promise that everybody believes that that money is still based on something more valuable. Now, the reason why it's dangerous specifically for us in our industry is because we're all so okay with just taking cash, and you know what I mean? You know, if we get a great tour or whatever, we take the cash. But unless we take that cash and throw it into something more valuable like real estate or land, silver or gold, we're going to be taxed on that double, like I said earlier. Now, that just means that people are just taking your money straight up out of your pocket. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no other way of looking at it. They're literally, all the hours that you're putting in, they're taking 15% of your hours. Think about it like that. Don't even think about it like the money out of your pocket, like you can't pay a bill. They're taking the hours, and that adds up to your time in life. You know what I mean? And so that's why this is very important to get the silver and gold, because you never know what's going to happen with the economy. They're printing money like crazy right now. It's pretty much worth nothing. And eventually it's not sustainable. That bubble's going to burst. And that's why you have people like Bezos buying up crazy land, and like all these guys buying up just massive amounts of land, because they got to take their cash and they got to put it somewhere. And, you know, that's just where they choose to put it. It doesn't matter if you got cash, you're in a dangerous spot, because that cash is not worth anything. So if you don't buy anything more valuable with that cash, then that means that you got paper in your pocket. And it's going to be rough for you. All right. So all this stuff sounds fun and sounds great, but how do you actually get the amount of money, and how do you actually change the habits that you have, right? So I do this, and, you know, I think it's effective, but you got to lie to yourself. All right. Every day we lie to ourselves, right? We tell ourselves, I'm not good enough to do that. Oh, shoot, something bad's going to happen. You know, things have been so good, something bad's going to happen. I'm ugly. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't deserve this. It's too good for me. I don't deserve this. Every day we tell ourselves these lies, these internal lies, you know, our self-talk, and it's all just negative talk. So I'm not even going to tell you to stop lying to yourself and stop telling you these things. But what I am going to say, lie to yourself about the things that you want. All right. Lie to yourself about the things that you want to be and things you want to obtain. So let's say you want to be more punctual. Lie to yourself. Look yourself in the mirror. Say, man, I can't stand being late. You have to rush all the time, blah, 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 blah. Run through traffic, showing up to rehearsals all sweaty. That's why, man, I'm so glad I'm never late. Do that straight every single day. I'm so sick and tired of people showing up to rehearsals late, man. I'm so glad I'm so punctual. And then actually get up. Every time that you feel like you got more time, get up. And remember, man, I am so glad that I'm punctual. I love leaving 2 hours early for a gig and pulling up an hour early. I love doing that. Tell yourself, man, I went ziplining last week. That was amazing. Even if you haven't, I don't even care at this point. We got to be extreme. Oh, wait. Give me 1 second. I think my camera stopped. All right, we back. Be extreme. Tell yourself, man, that zip lining was amazing last week. Next time, I think we're going to go skydiving. You know what I mean? Next time you find yourself on vacation and there's a skydiving opportunity, I bet you'll jump on that plane. You know what I mean? Start lying to yourself and telling yourself that you are the things that you want to be until you are those things. There's no other way to go through life, in my opinion, because you could have all these things that you want to change about yourself, but all we meditate on are the things that we want to change about ourselves. So every day we're essentially telling ourselves, I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish. That's a word I stopped using altogether. Oh, I forgot to hit record on this thing. Hold on a second. Yeah. I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish. I stopped saying I wish because to me that word means nothing. It has no form of actual work being put behind it. It's literally saying that if I stumbled upon this thing, I would be happy. If somebody did this for me, or if somehow I acquired things that that person has or I see over there, then I would be happy. So forget saying I wish. Just say that you are the thing that you want to be. I am rich. I love having enough money to invest in myself and not have to worry about not being able to pay my bills. I love that about myself, that I've already prepared and put that money aside so I could go on vacation and enjoy myself. I love going on vacation. I love doing these things. Say that to yourself for like a month straight and see how just your day-to-day life changes. But your ultimate goals, I promise you, they'll look a lot smaller. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So definitely want to start doing that more. Change your self-talk. Now, we talked about working backwards and changing your patterns so that you can actually get the gigs and whatnot that actually will help you to get to your goals, like your 4-year goals, 10-year goals, and whatnot. So let's look at some of the gigs or some of the aspects of music, some of the, working professionals. Let's see what they make and what they have to do to make what they're making, so that we could be a little more accurate with this. All right. So starting at the top, and I'm going off of averages, and of course these averages are affected by location. They're affected by the people there. They're affected by the industries. They're gonna vary. These are not definite numbers in any way, shape, or form. All right. These are just averages. That means you could be making a lot more. You could be making a lot less. It all depends. But this is a good way to gauge what market you're in as a musician. So, studio work. These are your producers, engineers, and all that stuff. The behind the scenes studio work. $70,000. All right? So that means you're a working producer. And I mean working, like as if it's a 9 to 5 and more. So you're putting in good work. You can make potentially $70,000 a year. All right. So going down from there, we have managers. So maybe like artist managers, just management in general. We're looking at around $53,000 there. So if you want to get into managing people, managing contracts, managing all that stuff, you'll be around $50,000. Live performance. This is where I was stuck for a long time. You're looking at around $50,000 a year. All right. So you're looking at your corporate gigs, your in-town gigs, stuff like that. Couple bar gigs, blah, blah, blah. Church. Sorry. Touring musicians, looking at around the same range, $49,000. So you go on tour, you can look at, bringing home around like $49,000. Of course, that's not like consistent every single month, but like touring is usually on and off. And you probably do a couple gigs in between to supplement. Teaching, we're looking at around $40,000. So that's a good amount for teaching because, I don't know if you've ever taught, but like it's usually like hourly. Maybe you'll teach like 4 students in a day. something like that, you could come home with like 40K. But I know a lot of teachers that are, they're older and they've built up an amazing amount of students, but they're bringing home over 100 easily. You know what I mean? And any industry, if you stick to it and, you find your niche and you hammer down, you could be making triple digits, you know what I mean? But you really have to play the long game. And once again, that's about numbers. Back in the day, I'm sure she looked at it and she's like, all right, cool. I got 10 students now. I'm making this much. I got to get 10 more and blah, 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 blah. Work backwards. You feel me? And busking. This is the last one I did. $40,000. And if you don't know, busking is playing on the street. You got a guitar, you're singing, you're playing. People walk by, they give you tips. $40,000. Which, I mean, it's not even that unbelievable, because even if you're homeless, I feel like you're bringing home like 30. You know what I mean? I think you could take on like 35 as a homeless person. So like busking, I should hope that you're getting paid more than that. But yeah, these are all, like I said, rough numbers. So do your own research, find out the niche that's best for you. Or if you're already in that niche, find out how to be a competitive contender. Find out what they're doing, who's the best producers and whatnot, and really hone in on your skill and what you do. If you're a musician, get to that top range of the musicians. If you're like, the average is like, a performer, the average is like 50. That means you could get up to like 75 if you grind even harder. You know what I mean? It's going to take a lot. But like I said, work backwards. Remember, touring is, it's live performance. It's a young man's game. So, you're killing yourself when you're younger and you're not making plans. You're going to have to make those plans. And those are like, let's say you do all that for like 10, 15 years. That's 10, 15 years of lost investments. Every gig you did, you should have been putting away 20%. Put that 20% away, because that 20% after 10 years, you know what I mean? Don't start investing when you're 30. Start that investing when you're 17. And you got that energy. You're running around playing these world tours. And that's actually a big point that I want to make. Touring musicians especially. If you're not doing this, then I'm sorry, man. You've already you're just not doing it. Touring musicians. You guys are in the prime position for real estate. Touring musicians get a lot of money, right? And you're on the road all the time. So just think about this. If you take the first run that you do, let's say that you get about 15 on that run, and you have a little bit of savings. Let's say you get, doesn't matter. Get the money that you need to get. You put down some money on a rental property. You buy a property, right? You're on the road. So you don't have to worry about living there. You don't have to worry about where you live and whatnot, blah, 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 blah. Let's say you already rent your place, right? Airbnb the thing out. Airbnb your current rental place, all right? Or if you were living with like a bunch of guys and it's like whatever, you don't really care, like, hey, tell them, look, guys, boom, I'm going to be on the road for like the next 6 months and I'm going to rack up this much money. If you were really ballsy, and this is a really ballsy move. You take the Robert Kiyosaki approach. Spend other people's money. Now, you're going to be on the road for like 6 months. You're going to rack up a certain amount of money. Instead of waiting to rack it up, take out a loan, go buy the house. Make sure you have a property manager in place for anything that is to go wrong with the house. You can either do the Airbnb, have a property manager, make sure it's clean, make sure that they get everything clean. It's like, you know what I mean? It's polished for every single person that comes in and rents. Or you get an actual property. Still, you have to have a property manager. You get a property manager, do the numbers, run the numbers, make sure it makes sense. Property manager, buy it, get somebody to rent it. Boom. You're on the road. You're racking up all that money. Plus, you're getting the rental money, and you have an asset now. Come on. You keep doing that. You're still on the road. You come back home. you need to, you make plans. All right, the tour's ending. You hit up the homies. Hey, man, I'm going to be pulling back up. You know what I mean? All right, you still got that room? Okay, bet. I'm going to be, pulling up to the room, whatever, blah, 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 blah. If you really wanted to make sure it was a solid plan, you get a rental property that has like 4 units. Oh, boy. You get a rental property that has like 4 units, and then you have one of the units for you when you come home. That means you're getting the income, the rental income from the 3 units, and then when you come home, you got that unit that you can stay in. Boom. You go back on the road, you Airbnb that 1 unit. All right, cool. You come back home, cancel the Airbnb. Boom. You know what I mean? A lot of different ways to make money when you're on the road, because you don't have any living expenses. You don't have to live there. You know what I mean? I know what it's like being on the road. You're just floating around, you're eating Burger King. Anyways, I'm done with that. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up soon. But I actually want to do something real quick. I did tell you guys that I was gonna have a little surprise for you. I hope it works out. I'm pretty sure it will, because I've done this many times before. But I wanted to do this kind of like free like this. But before I do that, I am going to change the battery on my camera, because last time it died, and that was really unfortunate. So let me do that real quick, and I'll be back in 1 second.
Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you said, anywhere.
All right, I'm back, and I believe my camera should be back on. I'm just gonna double check and wait for it to kick in. Let's see. I'm back. I'm just gonna reset that focus. Give me 1 sec. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. But this is what it's like when you got to do everything yourself. You got to run it yourself. I don't mind it. I just ask for you to bear with me. All right. So the surprise is I'm going to make, well, if any of you guys watched my podcast a couple days ago, I talked about making a song or a beat or something out of anything. And one of the things was talking, because I do love making music from just regular conversations. And this is a conversation in a way. So I just thought I would, cut this conversation up. I've been recording it. I mean, from when I remember to hit record, but I've been recording it. So I'm going to take what I recorded, I'm gonna cut it up and see if I can make something right now. It's hit and miss. This is a really good experiment on live production. But yeah, let's see what happens. All right, so here is the session. This is me recording right now. And so let's see what we got. I'm gonna have to stop this recording, which is fine, and see. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and see what is in here and see if there's anything that I thought was kind of cool that I can cut up. That if I stumbled upon this thing, I would be happy. Yeah, I wish. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take that right there. I'm gonna take that right there. Like boom. I wish. I don't know. I'm gonna go somewhere with that. Yeah. I wish. I stopped saying I wish because to me that word means nothing. It has no. So just I wish. Let me make sure that warp's not on. So basically just getting a tempo for the song. I wish. So whatever tempo that is, let me see. Around. I wish. I stopped saying I wish. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. I'm probably use that. Yeah. Tune it up. Yeah. I'm something like Travis. Oh boy, I can't believe you guys canceled the Travis. All right. Shoots. I'm mixing up my quick keys now. What is it? E. Okay. That's what happens when you use too many different DAWs. All right, so I'm gonna just slip it down here. I wish. Yeah, it's already lined up. I wish. I stopped saying. I stopped saying I wish because to me that word means nothing. It has no form of actual work being put behind it. It's literally saying that if I stumbled upon this thing, I would be happy. No. They did this for me, or if somehow that person has, or I see over there, then I would be happy. So forget saying I wish. Just say that you are the thing that you want to be. I am rich. Yeah, I'm gonna take all these affirmations. I'm gonna take. I don't even know what I am rich. I love having enough money to invest in myself and not have to worry about nothing. All right, so I'm gonna take I am rich. Yeah, that's fire. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna flip it over here. I wish I could see like comments or something. I don't even think anybody's in the room. I can't even tell anyways. I'm not even to invest in myself and not have to worry about nothing side. So I could go on vacation and enjoy myself and these things. Say that to yourself a month straight and see how just your day-to-day life changes. Ultimate goals, I promise you, the smaller. But yeah, man. So definitely want to start doing that more. Self-talk. Yeah. Change your self-talk. No. Change your self-talk. Now, we talked about working backwards. Some of the gigs. So starting at the top, I mean, I'm going off of averages, and of course, starting at the top might be a vibe. So starting at the top, averages, and of course, these averages are affected by location, people there. They're affected by the industry numbers in any way, shape, or form. All right, be making a lot less. It all depends, but this right. So that means you're a working producer, and I mean working 9 to 5 and more. So you're putting in good work. You can make potentially 7. So you're putting in good work. You can make a producer, and I mean working, like as if it's a 9 to 5 and more. So you're looking at around 53. Okay, so maybe I'll just start with these lines real quick. I wish I am rich. Yeah, all right. I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna mess with those two lines for now. I'm not gonna make this a whole thing. If I catch something else, then I'll use it. Yeah, I'm gonna use it. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, let me see what's going on. All right, so I think I'll start with the drums. Yeah, I'm gonna start with the drums. Maybe I'll try and find a loop. Because actually, wait. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, because I had to change up my whole computer situation, so all my drum kits are actually gone. I'm in the middle of a big move, so yeah. So I'm just gonna have to pull up some samples for now. Let's see what's popping on my kicks. Let me just bring them all over. I'm gonna just bring all the Cashmere stuff over into Ableton. Kicks. Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Not mad. Not mad at that kick. But I think I also want that one too. Alright, so I'm just gonna chip with those kicks for now. And my Snapchat. Ooh. Move this mic real quick. Alright. Find a snap that's a little more wet. Ooh. Yeah. That's the thing. And yeah, so basically this is what I do. I mean, I've already done the I have some kits already, but I had to resituate my whole computer situation. So now all my kits are gone. So now I'm just kind of doing this one. Just all right. You have to get like a stukup, like a little block joint on there. You know what I mean? Or maybe something ethnic. That's a vibe. Yeah. Throw that in there. Put that one. Put you right there. I actually like that one. Okay, and then obviously throw some hats in there. Where my hats at? Where my hats at? Grass. can't seem to find my hat, so I'm just gonna use some shakers. Yep, that's sick. That'll be okay. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, something like that. All right, let's just start there. I'm not gonna take up too much time. Come on, man. It's too much time. All right, so let's cut this up a little bit. Yeah, I wish I am rich. Yeah, I'll do like I wish. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? I wish. Yeah. I wish. Yeah. I wish. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want it to be super on the grid. I wish. Yeah. I do want it to be good. I wish. Yeah. I am rich. Yeah, we'll definitely say that I am rich. And so it'll be something like, I don't know, like I wish. Yeah. Actually, maybe just start like that. Yeah, I think so. All right, let's just see what happens. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I wish. Wait. Put this organized. All right. I wish. Yeah. I wish. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely forgot to put the click on, so let's just chill. I wish. Yeah. I wish. Yeah. All right. Bring the hats in. So I don't know. I'll probably quantize this later, but yeah. So let's see. I wish. Yeah. Make that a little more interesting. I wish. Yeah. Hey. I wish. Wish. Yeah. All right. I know it sounds weird and crappy right now. But you gotta give it time. You gotta give it a moment. I wish. Yeah. I wish. Wish. I wish. All right. I'm just gonna add 2 more elements. That's it. 2 more elements, and I'll be done. Keys. Yeah. Let me get some keys. Now usually I don't be talking while I'm doing this. Honestly, I'm using my headphones while everybody else is like, I don't know, getting drinks or like writing or something like that. Because I don't typically like to work in public, and this is pretty much the extreme of working in public, like, going live on YouTube, and I'm going to post this. Maybe I'll cut it up a little bit after I'm done, but like, I'm looking for, whatever. Let's go with Keyscape. You can't go wrong. All right, so I got my Keyscape. I'm gonna look for something a little interesting, a little more interesting. Maybe plugged keyboards. Clavicle chord sustained. I don't know what that sounds like. No, not really. Crystal Rhodes. Yeah, that's nice, but a little too vintage. Hybrid. It's nice, but it's a little too. That's nice. Let's see. I don't know what's gonna happen. E minor. Let's see. I wish. Yeah, I think that works. Record it, see what happens. I wish. Yeah, man. Something like that. Maybe I'll do an octave higher. And then just stay up there. Yeah, I'll probably just stay up there. Whatever. Yeah, so I'll start right there. Go. So I said, yeah, I'll do that. All right. Yeah, that last part was kind of a little cheesy. I wish. All right, I'm about to quantize these hats because you definitely don't want the hats swinging all over the place. You feel me? I'm just gonna add one more thing and then wrap it up. I don't know, probably like a pad or something. I guess I can stay in Keyscape. But Keyscape doesn't really. Yeah, let me leave Keyscape for a second. Let's see what the train's saying. I wish. Mm-hmm. I don't know what y'all think. Is that the thing? Is that a thing? I wish. Yeah, I'll rock with that for a second. Now I'm gonna do synth bass and I'll be done. I'm bringing that in right here. Yeah, something like that. And I'm just gonna do some synth bass because I'm a fan of bass. I love bass. Maybe oh, yo, these dirty chords are actually fire. Let me just mess around with these, and then I'll be done. And then I'll put some synth bass on it, and then I'll be done. What time am I at? 1 hour. If you guys are still here with me, I love y'all. Straight up. These chords are oh man. Like these, honestly, I'll play with these and I'll just be like, oh my gosh. Like, yes, I could play these chords, but like hearing an app play them or like a plugin play them. It's nice. Yo, let me hear what that sounds like. Oh man, I'm gonna have to change the key, but okay, I gotta switch the key. This is the only thing I do not like about. Oh man, I don't like this about plugins. Like, it's dope to use plugins and everything, but the keys and like having to like change the keys on the samples and all that stuff. Like, I wish I could just play them, but well, I could just play it, but like, it's kind of faster if I just do this right now. But then it's not really as fast because I could just learn how to play it, and then maybe I should just learn how to play it. All right, first let me see if I can switch the key, and if I can't switch the key, I'm just gonna play it. Screw it. Where we at? Pitch. None. Yeah. No, I can't see it. So. Ba-ba-da. Alright, so let me get. Let me pull up some roads and see if I can recreate those three chords, because those three chords sound dope to me. Dope to me. They sound dope to me. Dope to me. Sound dope to me. And this is honestly what I'll do a lot. I'll be building on an idea, and then I'll find a plugin that will sound like a completely different idea, but it sounds so good that I don't want to. I'll like try to merge the two, but then sometimes it doesn't work. A lot of the time it won't work, but it's okay. It be like that sometimes. Okay. I'm also playing with I don't got a lot of keys. I'm not gonna be able to play the full chord. I think that's the first chord, right? I think those are the first and the last chord. So, let me get that second chord. Oh, shoot, wait. There we go. Sounds like a sus, yeah? Okay, let me see. I think something in that world. No. So. Oh man, I don't want to lose the essence of this, so all right. I've taken enough time. Let me. I wish. Okay, there we go. There. Okay, so yeah, I don't like this now. For sure, I don't like that. I was on the fence before, but now I'm like, absolutely do not. I wish. All right, cool. So that sounds smooth. So I'm gonna just find a synth bass, or maybe an 808, and call it a day. Trillion. I wish. right. Let's see what the synth basses are at. Oh. Oh. That is cool, man. Let's see. Where we at? I wish. Okay, yeah. I think we can stay there in that world. I don't want to go too deep. Yeah, I do. All right. All right, just getting a feel for it. All right, I think my camera died again. Oh, I have to hit the thing. Hold on. All right. I feel like you guys are like in my whole like my bag now. Like you guys are with me in my creative process for real now. This is it's cool. I don't know if anybody's in the room, but this is pretty much me at 3:00 in the morning. All right, let me fix that second part, and then let's see where we'll go from there. Part of me wants to just get over. Let me hear what that sounds like if I just write it out. If I just write it. No, I can't swear. If I just write it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty dirty. I cannot lie. That is freaking filthy. A little too much verb on that. So let's get into it. Scope. How do I actually get to the attributes? Where is? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No! Here we are. Where you at? Delay. That could go down to nothing. Depth, spread. Where the effects? Sir, I turned you off. Oh, shoots. Man. do that all the time. Okay, there we go. Sounds wrong. The keys. They transposed up. This is why sometimes MIDI is so annoying. Chill. Okay. I'm muting that and I'll deal with that later. I wish. I am rich. I am rich. I am rich. All right. Anyways, so that's usually what I do as a starting point to get some sort of vibe. And, I don't know. I usually cut up a lot more, but I just don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. But yeah, in between there, you'd be like, write a song about positive affirmations, being rich, and having choices. You know what I mean? And then that will be like your staple. I'm sorry, I should give that some context. Going back to my point in my previous podcast, using any recording and anything to make something. So I just cut up the podcast that I just did where we were talking about money and making wishes, and like I said that I don't say I wish anymore, but yeah, just using that, cutting that up, and now you have the context for your next song. I wish. And you can talk about whether or not you like to wish, and then you can talk about being rich. You know what I mean? Then you have something to feed off of, something to write from, and just go from there. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is the Musicians Podcast. I am Nathaniel W. James. Sorry. I am Nathaniel W. James. This is the podcast for musicians by musicians. And I'm going to be on here as much as possible. I don't have a set schedule because I really don't want to set a schedule and then let you guys down, to be honest. With the move and everything, I just relocated from LA, and with the move and everything, I just want to make sure that if I tell you guys I'm going to be somewhere, I'm going to be there. And so for now, I'm just going to jump on when I can jump on. So, yeah, I'm going to call it from now. I'm going to let you guys go to sleep, and I will see you guys on the next one. Be the person you want to be. Create the sound you want to hear. It's your boy.